My name is Joanna Koziara. I'm a student of Nicolaus Copernicus University and I would like to present some of the results of my diploma thesis project. This research explores the impact of supporting features in GAZE text entry systems, specifically focusing on dynamic changes in key layout and size. 3 GAZE-controlled on-screen keyboards were tested, varying in the degree of support, leading to different levels of key arrangement and size changes. The study also aimed to assess the significance of user attention when using dynamic interfaces and its influence on text input performance. 3 GAZE-controlled on-screen keyboards developed using Visual Studio 2019 and C# programming language were employed. Standard, molecular, and blob. The standard keyboard is static, with round keys arranged according to the QWERTY layout. The molecular keyboard keys were connected by springs, and that adjusting their positions when representing recommended letters. The blob keyboard was fully dynamic, with keys changing both size and positions, favoring suggested letters near to the center yellow circle. Voice feedback was provided for selected keys and recommended word to speed up text entry. The interface color scheme was designed to reduce eye fatigue. The polished diacritical marks were available via the Alt key. Participants in the study included 20 individuals aged between 22 and 35, with 14 men and 6 women, where 4 men and 5 women had visual impairments and used vision correction tools like glasses or lenses. However, 2 participants with severe visual impairments were excluded from the analysis. The study had 2 sessions, with the first session comprising 4 stages: an introduction, questionnaire filling, the actual experiment, and completion of the system usability scale questionnaire. The first stage involved information the participant about the study's purpose and their right to withdraw at any time. The second stage questionnaire collected information about demographics, visual impairments, typical activity times, and daily screen usage. Participants underwent eye tracker calibration before entering words displayed on the screen using the GAZE keyboard. After 60 words were entered from one keyboard, they filled out the SUS questionnaire and had a 15-minute break. The survey included additional questions about discomfort, suggesting for improvements, and ranking keyboards based on convenience, enjoyment, ease of learning, and frustrations. Attention test was conducted using the D2 test in separate group session. The D2 test assessed concentration and attention by having participants cross out specific symbols among similar ones with a limited time. It measures various aspects of attention, including concentration, sustained attention, mental speed, processing speed, and general performance capacity. Conducting these tests separately aimed to prevent excessive fatigue influencing the results. The study aimed to investigate the correlation between the rate and the efficiency of text entry using different GAZE keyboard and participants' attention indicators, such as the rate of perceptual work, number of errors, variability of errors, and number of omissions, which reflect attention levels and reliability in perceiving relevant stimuli. The results of the Subjective Usability Survey, SUS, show that the blob GAZE keyboard received the lowest score compared to the standard and molecular keyboards. The difference in usability between the blob keyboard and the other two keyboards is statistically significant. Participants found the blob keyboard unnecessarily complex and challenging to learn. Additionally, using the blob keyboard caused the most discomfort and fatigue. Open-ended feedback relevant issues with calibration and misalignment for the standard keyboard, overlapping prompts and small initial button size for the molecular keyboard, and difficulty predicting key changes in position for the blob keyboard. Most respondents appreciated prompts and the progress bar, but changes in button size and positions were generally seen as less helpful. The standard keyboard ranked highest in terms of convenience, satisfaction, ease of learning, and frustration, while participants least favored the blob keyboard. Objective measures of usability were recorded during the study. The time taken to complete the task was the shortest for the standard keyboard, with an average letter entry time of 3,377 milliseconds. The character entry rate per minute was considerably lower for gaze keyboard than physically keyboards, ranging from 12 to 18 characters per minute. The percentage of character deleted, which was identified as errors, was similar for all gaze keyboard, AA about 2.5%. Interestingly, faster text entry was correlated with fewer errors for all keyboards. The number of long pauses during input was highest for the blob keyboard, with an average of 5.98 pauses per user session. The study also analyzed the participants' gaze path length with entering text. The standard static keyboard had the shortest gaze path length, while the blob keyboard had the longest, indicating higher fatigue and frustration for users of the latter. The number of fixation was higher for the blob keyboard compared to the standard and molecular ones. However, changing the key size did not significantly affect the number of fixation. The average fixation time was also longer for the blob keyboard compared to the other two methods. Overall, the results suggested that the standard keyboard performed better in terms of time efficiency, error rate, and gaze path length reflection fatigue compared to the gaze-based keyboards, particularly the blob keyboard, which showed higher user effort without improving text entry performance. We also investigated correlation between utility indicators and respondents' attention levels while using various keyboards. For the standard keyboard, better concentration was associated with faster work speed, fewer errors, and shorter entry time. However, the molecular keyboard showed only low positive correlation between characters entered and work rate concentration. The blob keyboard exhibited negative correlations between long pauses and work speed, as well as positive correlation between work speed and entry speed. No correlation were found between attention indicators and the overall usability score, but some associations emerged with specific statements from the usability survey. Participants with higher concentration found the standard keyboard easy to use, while a slower work pace correlated with the need for technical assistance. For the molecular keyboard, a regular work pace was linked to fewer problems, and a slower pace was associated with the need to learn new things. Lastly, a poorer attention span with the blob keyboard was linked to the need for technical help, while higher accuracy led to increased confidence in using it. To conclude, the study compared three gaze control on-screen keyboards: standard, molecular, and blob, and their usability based on participants' acceptance and objective usability indicators. The results indicated that the static interface of the standard keyboard was the most accepted and efficient. Attention process played a significant role in keyboard use, with better attention leading to better efficiency for standard and blob keyboards. However, the molecular keyboard's performance was less correlated with attention levels, suggesting moderate support from changing key size. This keyboard was found suitable for people with an average level of attention. Age was also a factor, as older users might have a more difficulty with dynamic keyboards. The study's limitation was the participant of novices, indicating a significant learnability component in the results. Thank you for your attention.